is up, YouTube? What is up, Giants fans? It is your boy Jay Dimes, and we're back at it with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another New York Giants banger. And if this is your first time watching, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love Giants football. Now let's talk some Jacksonville Jaguars versus New York Giants. First off, the Jaguars are a great team, man. Do not sleep on these guys. These boys do have some players. Josh Allen, the young quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence. They got two pretty good running backs, in my opinion, and James Robinson and Travis Etienne. They have some ballers on their team, man. So, first off, do not sleep on this team. But I want to talk about the Giants' offense first. One key point is you got to start off hot, you know what I'm saying? Not start off hot, but you got to, in that first half, you can't go into the second half banking on another comeback win, you know what I'm saying? I was watching the Entertainer and Bad Dogs live stream earlier, and they explained it perfectly. The Giants can't keep banking on the second half comebacks. They can't keep banking on the defense shutting other offenses teams down in the second half. And I feel like this is a game where, you know, you're gonna have the opportunity, you know, to start off, you know, pretty good. You know what I'm saying? One thing the Jacksonville Jaguars does do good though is stopping the run. And they face the Eagles, who have a good running game. They face Jonathan Taylor, who's one of the best running backs in all of the NFL. And they have one of the best rushing defenses in all of football. You know, so I think they're giving up around 89 yards per game. And, you know, the Giants' strong suit on offense is a running game with Saquon Barkley. So this is a game where Saquon, even though we're going up against another good run defense in Jacksonville, he has to find a way to be effective, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be on the ground. He could still make his money, you know what I'm saying, in the receiving game, you know what I'm saying? So Saquon has to be Saquon in this game. It's not going to be a game where the Giants win if Saquon doesn't be Saquon. Saquon's going to have to make plays for us. He's going to have to go out there and be himself. Daniel Jones, protect the football. Protect the football. Do not give the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence the opportunity to put up points against the defense, because the Giants' defense, one thing you could say is a weakness for sure is the rushing defense. You know what I'm saying? The Giants last week, you look at Kenyon Drake, he looked at like, you know, freaking prime Adrian Peterson out there, man. He was just breaking out runs left and right. And, you know, it's kind of been like that all season. You know what I'm saying? You watch the Cowboys game without Leonard Williams, the Giants still did not look good. We gave up a big run versus Christian McCaffrey back in Carolina, who's now a 49er. But I think that the Giants had to find a way to, you know, slow down the rushing attack. They have Travis Etienne, who I think is a very talented running back who was taken in last year's draft. James Robinson, to me, is one of the most underrated players in all of football. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should be the #1 running back, but they kind of split carries, kind of like the Packers with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. So with the Jaguars offense, it's the rushing, you know what I'm saying? It's the rushing attack that I'm kind of worried about with the Giants defense heading into this game, and we're kind of transitioning from the offense to the defense. Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, man, he's a young quarterback. He's a guy that, you know, he has the mobility, 6'5", 6'6", strong arm. You know what I'm saying, can make all the throws. One thing that the Giants must do, and Wink Martindale must do, which I think he can do, is make him uncomfortable. Trevor Lawrence is prone to turning the ball over. I think he had about 17, 14, 15 interceptions last year. He has 4 interceptions on the season. I think he has about 3 in the past 2 games, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Jaguars are on a 2-game losing streak right now, to the Texans and to the Colts. But one main thing the defense must do with Wink Martindale is just make him uncomfortable. We saw the Baker Mayfield when we faced the Carolina Panthers, how they had him uncomfortable. He had some easy throws that he could have made, but him being uncomfortable in the pocket because of the defense made him misfire on some open passes on Justin Fields. Just never was able to get in a real rhythm in the Chicago game. Aaron Rodgers, just make the quarterback uncomfortable, and that helps out the whole defense. It helps out the whole defense. Now, the Jaguars don't have, you know what I'm saying, a bona fide wide receiver. They do have Christian Kirk. They do have Marvin Jones. They also have Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram revenge game. Evan Ingram facing the Giants. Make sure he does not, you know, have a freaking revenge game for real. It's Evan freaking Ingram. He's bound to drop a few passes, hopefully. Can't wait to see how that goes, how that plays out. But with the defense versus the offense with Trevor Lawrence, watch out for his legs also. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in last week's game versus the Indianapolis Colts. So his mobility is another thing that you got to watch out for. He can kill you on the run. He can get out the pocket and make plays with his legs. So that's one major factor also, is the mobility of Trevor Lawrence. Make sure you slow him down in the running game, you know what I'm saying, with the 2 running backs of James Robinson and Travis Etienne. That frightens me in this game because the Giants have not been able to stop the run, even with Leonard Williams. So hopefully you know, with Leonard Williams with another game under his belt, you know what I'm saying, off of the injury, can find a way to get back in a rhythm. The Giants defense, which, you know what I'm saying, the passing game has been one of the best, you know what I'm saying. They have not really gave up a lot of passing yards, you know, this season. We went up against Lamar Jackson. We went up against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers at least didn't really kill us in the passing game. Lamar Jackson in the first half was killing us, but in the second half, we was able to adjust to the offense, and we were able to slow them down in the passing game in the second half of last week's battle versus Baltimore. But it's really the rushing game with the Giants defense. The offense, Wando Robinson, man, I need him to have another, you know, I need him to make a bigger impact. You know, he didn't have a lot of snaps last week and was still able to make an impact. I definitely see him having, you know, more snaps, a bigger snap percentage, and he's gonna be very, very, very needed. We're gonna need him. We're gonna need him to make those, you know, those big plays. Daniel Bellinger, we need him to get in the end zone. You know, we don't have Kadarius Toney. We don't have Kenny Galladay. It's not like he would have made a real impact anyway, but we don't have those guys. So, you know, it's gonna be another game where Daniel Jones and the offense is gonna have to rely on Saquon Barkley, and on third down, make the play. One thing that, you know, helped the Giants win that game last week, and it's kind of been the factor all season, is that on third down, on the big, you know, on the big downs, on the big plays where the Giants need to make something happen, Daniel Jones has been able to do it. He's been coming up big, and he's been making plays when plays need to be made. And this is going to be another game where it has to happen. I'm not sleeping on this Jaguars team. This Jaguars team has some ballers. Trayvon Walker, the first overall pick, we're going up against him. You know what I'm saying? With him being the first overall pick, he's very talented in my opinion. He's always due to have a, you know, a game where he looks like why he was taken with the first overall pick. They have Josh Allen, who I loved coming out of the draft. You know what I'm saying? He is leading the team in sacks with 3 of them. Hasn't had a sack in the past 2 games. 1 QB hit in the past 2 games, but he's still a very great player. He's just a very great player, and, you know, I'm pretty sure he's going to be matched up against Evan Neal, who's coming off a great game, coming off his best performance as an NFL player versus Baltimore. So hopefully he can, you know, just progress, you know what I'm saying, keep going up after that good performance. But this is a game where I do think the Giants win. I do think the Giants win, mostly because I think the Giants are just a better team. Not by much, but I do think the Giants are going to be able to make the plays when plays need to be made. I think the defense, which they've been doing great, is getting teams off of the field on third down. I think they will be able to keep that going. Trevor Lawrence is bound to throw picks. He's bound to, you know, fumble the ball a little bit. And I think the Wink Martindale defense is going to be able to create pressure, get him uncomfortable, and make plays on him when he tries to do too much, turn the ball over. You get what I'm saying with the young quarterbacks. They like to do too much and they end up turning the ball over. And I think that's one thing the Giants are going to be able to do on Trevor Lawrence. But either way, I'm not locking in a Giants win. I do think the Giants are going to win, but I'm not going to lock it. I'm not, you know, going to come up here and say it's going to be a landslide Giants win. 6-1, here we are. I'm not going to do that, you know what I'm saying? The Jaguars are a great team. Doug Peterson is a decent coach. You know, he's not amazing, but he's a decent coach. They have some players on this team. They have some guys, you know, Shaquille Griffin, Josh Allen, like I said, Trayvon Walker, who's the first overall draft pick. Trevor Lawrence, who's just also a former first overall draft pick. So that alone, I can't sleep on these guys. But I do think the Giants are going to win this game. I think the offense is going to be able to put up some points. I predict that the Giants offense actually does start off pretty decent in the first half. And that's going to be a main reason why they walk out victorious out of Jacksonville, knocking off the Trevor Lawrence-led Jacksonville Jaguars. But that's going to do it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and make sure that subscribe button. Leave down below in the comment section your predictions for this game. Do the Giants improve to 6-1, or do they maintain their second loss of 2022? But that's gonna do it. Like I said, if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe button, and until then, it's been your boy Jay Dimes, and I am out. Go Giants.